They say storms don't discriminate, but they do expose what matters most. And sometimes, just sometimes, a storm reveals a truth so raw, so human, that we're never quite the same again. Hello there, everyone. Esi Quaidoo here. Welcome to the Smile Code, the podcast where we journey beyond the surface and into the sacred space of living with authenticity, joy, and purpose. Today's story is not just about water washing things away. It's about the unshakable power of joy, of purpose, and of the human spirit to rise, even when everything else falls. It happened over the 4th of July weekend. In Texas, the rains just didn't just fall. They roared up to 20 inches in just hours. The Guadalupe River rose by 30 feet, fast enough to sweep away homes, cars, dreams, and yes, lives. At the heart of the devastation was Camp Mystic, a beloved Christian girls' camp. Videos captured moments just before the flood. Girls laughing, dancing in the rain, singing songs of joy. And then, silence. Over 100 lives lost, more still missing. One moment joy, the next chaos, grief, unimaginable loss. But here's where it gets real. In the heartbreak, we find stories that stir the soul. First one is about Lieutenant Blair Oguiofor. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. She's a U.S. Coast Guard pilot. She flew missions through lightning and flooded trees to rescue children clinging to debris. She said, and I quote, "These aren't just victims. These are kids, brave, terrified, and still smiling through tears." One girl, maybe 10, looked at her and said, "You came for me?" That moment rewrote Blair's sense of why she does what she does. Not for medals, but for moments just like that. The second story is about Nathan and Audrey Rich. Their home was crushed by the flood. Everything gone. But while sifting through the debris, they found their wedding album miraculously dry. In it, the smiles, the vows, the reminders. And Audrey said, maybe this is how God reminds us what really lasts. Not stuff, but love, connection, story. The third story is about Ella Yellow Rose Cahill. Ella was just 16, a rising light. Her community described her as joy wrapped in kindness. The Beaumont community held a candlelight vigil, yellow roses, songs, not just to grieve her, but to celebrate her essence. Because that's what the Smile Code is all about, isn't it? Living in such a way that even in death, your joy lingers. So this is my question to you, dear listeners. What is your wedding album? What's your yellow rose? What is the one thing you want the world to remember about how you lived? Because storms will come, some loud, some silent, but you get to choose what remains. The Smile Code isn't about toxic positivity. It's about courageous authenticity. It's about smiling not because life is perfect, but because your purpose is real. Your joy is chosen, and your soul is awake. As we reflect on these stories, not just with our minds, but with our hearts, a poem by Annie Johnson Flint titled God Hath Not Promised comes to mind, and it goes like this. God hath not promised skies always blue, flower-strewn pathways all our lives through. God hath not promised sun without rain, joy without sorrow, peace without pain. But God had promised strength for the day, rest for the labor, light for the way, grace for the trials, help from above, unfailing sympathy, undying love. And to that beautiful poem, I'd like to offer a prayer for the lives lost, the families grieving, and for all of us finding our way through storms, both seen and unseen. O God of rivers, rain, and rising hope, we come heavy-hearted, awash in sorrow. The storm has passed, but left its mark on earth, on homes, on our hearts. For every life swept away too soon, wrap your mercy like a blanket. For every family left in the ruins, be the steady ground beneath their feet. Send peace to the mothers searching for sons and daughters, to fathers cradling memories like lifeboats, to children asking questions the wind cannot answer. Let your love whisper where words fall short. Let the roar of the waters become a call to compassion, a call to unity, a call to care. To be neighbors not just in name, but in presence, in sacrifice, in prayer. May hands rebuild what hearts still mourn. May light return where darkness poured in. May the pain of this flood become the soil from which healing grows. And may we all, the watching world, remember that when one soul suffers, the earth itself holds its breath. Let us be breath givers, hope bringers, storm shelters to one another. Peace and love. So I want to hear from you. This week, post a photo or a short story of your yellow rose, something that grounds you when storms hit. Use the hashtag my smile code and tag us. I'll be resharing your stories during the week. And if this episode moved you, please share it, because somewhere, someone is stuck in a flood of their own, and your share might just be their rescue. So until next time, my friends, may your storms uncover your truth. May your truth lead you to joy, and may your joy leave a trail of yellow roses behind you. This is Esi, and you've been listening to the Smile Code. Live boldly, love deeply, and smile like it matters, because it does. See you soon.